Hello, my name is Matthew Trump, and this is my video submission for application assignment 1, the to-do list. I'm going to start off by running my test cases, which deal mainly with how the data is actually stored within the file. And you can see that all of the get functions completed properly, and then we'll go ahead and run the application. Sorry it's so laggy. I'm running on a laptop right now, and it's not very good. It's about 10 years old. Okay, so as our application loaded up, you can see my inspiration for the application is mainly based on older variations of Windows, such as Windows 7 or Windows XP. I kept with the classic JavaFX look because I really like the layout of it. I also included all the buttons for the configuration of the table in clear sight, also the filters and the additions of items to the list. I also took the time to add a file menu up above with the options to save and load the file or show the documentation of the program. The first shall statement says the application shall manage a single list of items of at least 100. So I'll show off the load feature here. I'll be able to click load, and I can go to my test file here that has 100 items in it and load all the test files in. So I know it's all the same name and same description and same date, but this is just for the sake of showing 100 items on here. I can go ahead and add another name, let's say test 1, and description for that test, testy, and then I'll add a date from the state picker here, and I'll just choose a random date and add it, and it'll go down to the bottom of the list. You can also see that if I add a random name here and a description that is too many characters, I'll just keep adding L's and copy and paste them. And if I add a date here as well, I click add, a warning box will come up saying the input's not valid and it is above the max character limit. Once I click OK, it'll actually clear the description so I can actually put in the proper amount of characters. And I'll just add a random one here. I can also add an item to here that does not have a date, and it'll still show up on the list. Now, if I wanted to go back to an item and edit the item, I can click that, and a new window will pop up with all the elements that are currently in that item displayed, and I can go ahead and change any value I want. If I left like a description blank, it won't show up as blank on the actual application. It'll just have what it previously had in that spot. And same goes for the name. If I just deleted both of them, it'll still show the same exact values as before. If I wanted to go ahead and remove an item, I just have to highlight it here and click remove. It'll ask if I'm sure, because I'm sure people, including myself, hit buttons randomly at times, and it ends up deleting things that I don't want to be deleted. So it'll show the name, description, and the date, and I'll be able to click OK, and it'll remove it completely from the list. I can also go through this list and click this mark complete/incomplete, and it'll change the value, and I can change it back, or as many times as I want. And I can go and select a bunch of different items and mark them as complete. Our filter down here, by default, it's selected on all items, and I can go ahead and click on incomplete items, and it'll only show every single item with a false statement. Or I can go to completed items, and it'll only show the true ones. But I'll go back to all. And if I wanted to just clear the list entirely, again, I'll click clear list button down here, a confirmation will pop up, and if I click OK, it'll completely wipe out the table. I can go back and load in a file, let's say, with random data in it that I pre-made. We can go ahead and remove some values from it. I can go ahead and remove these two, and sure. And then once we go to save it, we can save it. Let's save it in that same spot and say placeholder. And save it there. And then when I go to actually load up the file, I can see that all the items in the list, if it doesn't have a date, it just skips over but adds an extra comma there, and it shows all of our values. We can go ahead and copy and paste these a couple times. And once I save that file and close out of it, we can go back to the application, and when I click load, keep in mind that these items are still here. I can go and open the placeholder file and it'll go ahead and change it. I can also do that with my test of 100 items, and I went ahead and wiped the previous list and kept that list present. Also, the help menu here, if I click on help and then documentation, a guide will pop up telling the user exactly what to do for every situation. But yeah. All right, thank you so much for watching the video and taking the time to grade it, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you, bye.